Every box contains 40 decks, and this video will give you a peek into what it takes to prep just 40 of the 2,000 decks from the limited run of the Spirit Keepers Tarot Vitruvian Edition. You're now watching me check each deck from the box one by one to make sure the top and bottom lids are matching. If you don't know what I'm talking about, links to past videos in the description box regarding the packing snafu and production boo-boo some of these decks have. The ones that are good to go, ready to get anointed, go on the tabletop. The ones with mismatched top and bottom lids go off to the side. Box by box, I do this entire process you're watching in the video for every class or grouping of 40 decks. Simple math, 2,000 decks, 40 per box, that's 50 boxes, 50 groupings I'm going to do just like what you're seeing here for one of the 50 boxes. By the way, for the curious, the Buddhist statue you see in the back there isn't for anything ritual or tarot related. I set it there intentionally to, I don't know, supervise and micromanage me. I guess I'm more likely to be diligent and care about what I'm doing, every little step and detail, all while my heart is in the right place, my thoughts are pure and good, when I know my gods are watching. So it's really there just for me to keep me centered and always honoring my values. Oh, and in case you're curious, this box of 40 contains 60 mismatched decks and 24 ready-to-go decks, so I'm only anointing 24 decks in this batch. The anointing oil I'm using is crafted by me from Whole Ingredients, Ceylon cinnamon that I purchased at the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, Turkey when I visited there last year, and imported cassia cinnamon, tears of myrrh resin, whole big chunks of beautiful myrrh, and sun-dried local farm-grown lemongrass, all in an Athenian olive oil, which I acquired from Greece while I was there. I got these custom 2x2 Each deck also comes with a certificate of authenticity, which I've renamed to Certification of Vital Records, and instead of numbering each deck, I decided to name them with 2,000 unique names. True story, totally random pick. This deck is named Raziel. So the reason I want to share this is because, hey, as an avid buyer of indie tarot decks myself, I've always wanted to know what the behind the scenes of a tarot deck creator packing my cards looks like. So I have to think maybe some of you are the same way. Well, here's that peek. I don't love that it's covered in plastic bubble wrap, but these decks also need to get to wherever you are in the world safely. After anointing each deck, I tuck it into a bubble wrap sleeve and pack them away back into their boxes, then place them out in the hallway somewhere James will see. James, the hubby, will then wrap these decks in a second layer of bubble wrap before putting them into little white shipping boxes, printing out your mailing label and preparing them in sets of 25 or 50, depending on how many he can get done that day, to be taken to the post office the next morning. Geez, this is such an unflattering angle to be filming video footage, and I probably need to lose a couple pounds. Anyway, I forgot to mention, also for each and every deck I pack, I take time to read the name of that deck and repeat it many times while I'm packing that particular deck. I also debated whether to wear gloves while doing all this so my hands keep their softness. Yeah, sorry, vain girly girl thing. But I had to decide against that because it was very important to me that I personally handle every single deck. And there you have it, how your Spirit Keepers Tarot decks Vitruvian Edition are checked, handled, anointed, and prepped for shipping to your home. Although the pre-order period is over, we've got some in stock for you to purchase if you would like. Links to purchasing information in the video description box. Thank you for watching. Oopsie doopsie, just kidding. I decided to share the packing of another batch of 40 decks. Here I am unboxing it to get started. And here I go again, removing each deck one by one from its original shipping container, taking it out of its bubble wrap sleeve to do a quick quality check, make sure everything from the outside looks all right. And then the ones where the top and bottom lids are aligned are ready to go, set onto that table. The mismatched ones that I can't pack until the packing snafu apology cards are printed by our manufacturer and arrived to us on June 23rd won't get packed until July. This footage is being filmed one day after the new moon, Mercury at an anaretic degree in Gemini with the North Node and Hermetic lot of Fortune ascending in Cancer, midheaven at exactly 11 degrees in Pisces conjunct with Neptune. Do I check the astrology every day? Yes, I do. I take ill-dignified planets, retrogrades, oppositions, squares, and void of courses into account when I'm doing what I do for these decks. So yes, I check the astrology every day. In this footage, I'm using a different bottle of anointing oil, a roll-on rather than the earlier spray, just because those are the reusable glass bottles I have at home. So yeah, some of the anointing oil is kept in spray bottles and others in the roll-on. After I anoint each deck and set the magnet on top of it, I'll let it rest there for a moment while I move all the mismatched decks out into the hallway, where I've temporarily set up an old coffee table I took out of storage just for the mismatched decks while I wait for the manufacturer to deliver me the apology cards that I'll be autographing and including with these fellas. Then it's back to name assignment, where I pair each deck with a certificate of vital record, the deck's birth certificate, if you will, but really this is nothing more than a certificate of authenticity to authenticate the limited edition status of your deck. Finally, I do want to remind viewers of this video footage that I've sped it up in some places 4 times, other places 8 times, and also 16 times its actual speed. That means what looks like 7 minutes is closer to 1 hour. Please do not think it takes me 10 minutes to quality check, anoint, and pack 80 decks. Once again, as of this recording, we still have decks available in stock for purchase. Links in the video description box. This is a limited edition, and if I've learned anything from the posthumous legal status of Mr. Waite and Mr. Crowley's decks, it's that this deck won't be mass-produced. Thanks for watching.